Yeah, you know what time it is. It's a Milkman, and I'm back in this thing for milkmanTV. And guys, if you did not know, students all over are in an uproar due to the way a York University professor has yorked one of his students recently. With requests from many in the community to take public action, one person on IG wrote, report this prof to his bosses. And they listed a bunch of emails such as provost at YorkU.ca and president at YorkU.ca. Continuing, profs don't learn until the higher ups get involved. Now, in my opinion, it will actually be interesting to see the result of this matter because many do not know it is actually very difficult to get a prof punished or removed, especially if they are tenured. And funny enough, this idea is further demonstrated later in this video as York has issued a statement regarding this prof's actions. But have they done anything about it? We'll see. So if you didn't know, an exchange between a math and stats professor and one of his foreign students was captured regarding the student's request for a deferral. The student wrote, "Thank you for the extension, professor. I have just learned that from tomorrow, all cellular data, Wi-Fi, and internet services will be cut off indefinitely. Therefore, there will be a total communications blackout. May I please get a deferral for the midterm test too? Or could the weight of that be added to my final, since I won't be able to give it?" The professor responded with, "Hi, there is no deferral. It's transferred to the final exam. Last chance, bad sign." Even the internet came down with COVID-19? Wow, this prof is a sav. Could you imagine a snark response such as this one from a professor, given the state of the world we are in at the moment? So, the student then responds with, "No, professor, the internet did not come down with COVID-19. There was a military coup where I'm living, and almost 200 protesters have been shot up till now. The regime has decided to shut off all communications by tomorrow. Does this mean that now my final exam will be worth 60% of my grade now?" So at this point, the student seems to have remained professional with the exchange, and to play devil's advocate, we do not know whether or not they are lying. But as it turns out, the student lives in Myanmar, a Southeast Asian nation, currently facing protests and violence. And to think we're doing bad having to put up with government lockdowns, at least we don't have to put up with seeing violence outside of our windows. But anyways, the prof responds with something like that. Wow. Seems like the prof is not having that at all. I mean, maybe this guy has experienced a boatload of excuses in his career, so he decided to empty the clip on this student. The student then responds with, "Okay, professor, thank you. So I shouldn't worry if I miss the test tomorrow?" Would you believe the professor then ends the exchange with a fatality move, like he heard the Mortal Kombat announcer commanding him to finish it. The prof states, "Of course you should. The next time you miss something, it's over. By the way, your remarks, both related to this course and to your home country, made me wonder how you understand reality. People don't get shot just for protesting, but for a lot of deeper reasons. And with loading everything on the final exam, it's going to be tough to pass the course, for lack of practice, if nothing else." Wow. Could you imagine that? You live in a country that is in the middle of violent protests, and your professor not only thinks you're lying, but diagnoses you as crazy, questioning your sense of reality? Well, as of the time this video was published, York has released a tweet stating they're committed to upholding the values of respect and blah, 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 blah. But more importantly, the statement linked to their webpage stating, "The university can now confirm that it is taking steps to address the matter under the relevant collective agreement." And further, effective immediately, alternate arrangements for the teaching of this course have been made. Which ultimately explains to the wider community that, hey, something may have happened or something may not have happened. Either way, kick rocks and mind your business. Wow. Now, fortunately for me, during my whole time at the university, I was able to avoid getting yorked on multiple occasions. I started my first academic year after one of the craziest strikes, And when another strike rolled around, I was on exchange in a different country, so it didn't affect me either. However, I know plenty of people who have been yorked, and the belief is getting yorked is like a rite of passage when you attend the university. So be prepared. Anyways, I would love to hear your thoughts on this article. Should we blame the professor for his lack of compassion and understanding toward the student? And if so, what would be an appropriate punishment in your opinion? Or is it up to the student to deal with their surrounding circumstances and handle their commitments like an adult would have to do in the working world? Anyways, leave y'all comments in the comment box because you know it's the milkman. Anytime I got the update on some uni news, I'ma drop it on the tube. In the meantime, in between time, it's the milkman. I'm off this. Easy, fam.